Hello everyone, and welcome back.
Hello.
Right. So, you all conclude your eating in the market district, having a look around. Are you guys hurrying on to the government district, or are you taking a look around the market district first?
Government district.
Yeah, we should probably go to the government district first.
We have time to look at the market district after we've gone to the government district.
Cool.
Otherwise, we'll just get distracted again.
Also, there's the thing, it was so long ago now. But did anyone in Silverbrook actually mention someone we could talk to about the stone? I don't even remember.
I don't think they did.
Like anyone in particular, or did they just say there might be someone powerful enough in the capital?
Varys recommended that you go to the Arcane Academy, which Arya you know is located in the Moon District. You can actually see it's that building right there.
Excellent, we'll go there next.
And then we got a symbol, Illirin's symbol thing.
Yeah, Illirin gave you a symbol and was cryptic about what it would get you. He just said if you ever need to speak to somebody who's in charge.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's basically the I know people in high places card.
Yeah.
Although what that means, you have literally no idea.
I mean, he came from like a pretty prestigious family, didn't he?
Yeah, we know that people on his mother's side are very important.
Sure, but it was also only his.
No,
like, it doesn't
other
have
way
a
around.
name
It was
on
on his father's side that were.
Was it?
important.
Ladies on his father's
Okay.
side.
No,
No.
just people on his father's side in general were.
Okay.
He took his mother's name, but that's
Oh, I thought it
not-
was his surname we were referring to.
No.
no.
Right, okay. Now I'm confused.
No. Illirin took his mother's name because he didn't want to be associated with his father's side of the family, who were the prestigious side.
Right, okay.
Because his mother's name is an honorific taken by dedicants of the Children of the Moon, which are a religious order of Sahanines. Speaking of which, there is a cathedral to Sahanin in the Moon District as well.
Unsurprising.
But yeah, let's go to the government district and get this letter delivered, and then we'll head to the Arcane Academy.
Yes. You basically head to the building that is. Actually, no, you don't, because you don't know where it is yet.
No.
Yep.
So I think once we get to the bit that, are the districts all cordoned off from each other? Somewhat.
Like you can kind of see on this map, there's big gateways.
Right.
With main roads leading through them that seem to be the main thoroughfares. There are smaller side thoroughfares.
As we get to the little gateway bit, can I ask for directions
Yeah,
to the address?
there's basically some guards sort of standing around at the various gateways, and you sort of say, "Where is the administrative building?" And he sort of
in Elvish.
yeah, he sort of just points off and says, "Go down that road, take the right." It's the building basically just under the spire.
Excellent.
As you enter this district, everyone roll me history, and if you are Arya, you get advantage.
If you are Arya,
You're
Why didn't you just say Arya? You get
Oh my
advantage?
god.
that advantage,
That
so
advantage.
real.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh wow! Look at all these natural ones.
Yeah.
Just get them out of the way.
3 of the fuckers.
Okay, V, you basically know that the tallest spire in the government quarter of Argen'tel'lirynd, the one that can be viewed from anywhere in the forest, allegedly, it's known as the Regent Spire. And yeah, basically the Regent Spire is where basically it's the biggest building in Argen'tel'lirynd. It's the tallest, it's the widest, and it's basically where all of the government affairs and the Council of Elders is basically takes place, and it basically everything the Exarchs need is sort of there. The Exarchs being the Lord Elders of the Elven races. The Vondal, you basically know that there are 2 iconic spires in the government district. The the Regent Spire and the lesser-known spire, which is called the Green Spire. And the Green Spire is basically it's essentially the offices of Caroline Letharian's religious order, which is the spire you're headed towards currently, and you know that the building underneath it is the administrative. Basically, there's an administrative district that exists underneath it. Arya, you remember from being told from like the last time you were here that basically every industry in the Elven capital is basically presided over by a deity. So, like for example, all of the administrative and ruling aspects are governed over by Caroline Letharian. All of the health and well-being things are Sahanin's domain. Melora deals with aspects of like conservation and national security, and she's also in charge of like the espionage wings and stuff.
What?
What?
Espionage.
And the administrative and finance districts that you are going to now are the domain of Avandra.
Mm.
Yeah, that's just basically what your natural 20 tells you, more than knowing what the spires are. But yes, you head towards the Green Spire, and yeah, basically you reach the shadow of the Green Spire, and like as you let's change the music, keeping it to travel. Everybody ignore what this track is called because it's. In fact, I'll just change what the track is called because it's no.
What is it with you in making the names of things spoilery?
Because I like to change things so that I know what they are for.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
The only problem I have
What do you
is
call
like
it?
every time you say like don't look at the name of the song because I never do, and then I'm like I really want to know now.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't press play on it when it was called something else because it was originally going to be for a different scene, but it works for this scene as well.
Okay.
It's slightly more creepy than I was.
Was it originally going to be
anticipating,
used for the scene where Arya falls in a hole?
No. Yeah, no. You guys basically head in like this. This is the. All of this sort of like area is fairly sort of like high society. It's all very like pristine buildings. Like compared to the lower district where you were earlier, like everything is sort of like architecturally sculpted. There's like no housing buildings. Like all of the sort of like the high society housing and stuff, you know, is like sort of secreted away in the Imperial district. But like everything around here is like sort of like really well maintained, and the building that you're going into, basically like as you go into it, you notice that basically it has two pillars outside the front that are made of basically sculpted marble, and sculpted into the pillars are basically two You'd say they were stag heads, but the horns are like almost like the horns of the stag head grow out almost like vines or flowers, and basically in the center of each of the foreheads of the stags is the opposite faces of a coin. So like one of them is the equivalent of heads, one of them is the equivalent of tails, although it's not necessarily the same thing in your currency. And yeah, basically like this is the place that you were directed to. And the name on the front that you are looking for is a man called Aiden. It does not specify his second name.
Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well,
Oh, there's music to loop.
Do you have to go in?
I would guess so. Do you go in?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You
Like,
guys
within there.
you guys push the door open, and there's a clerk at the front desk who is sort of shuffling through papers as you enter, and they look up and they're sort of like they've got like a pair of like spectacles like perched on the nose, and they sort of like take them off and say, "Yes, how can I help?"
Oh, crap, what was her name again?
Aiden.
Aiden.
Aiden. Right.
Aedin.
We come with a message for Aiden from Storm Siege.
He looks
And
at you.
I guess I kind of hand them the envelope.
Don't hand them. the
Don't
envelope.
hand the envelope.
Well, show them the envelope then.
He-
Jeez.
He looks at you curiously, sort of peers at the envelope and says, "I see. This is peculiar. One moment."
Uh-oh. This is where the quest gets complicated.
Yep.
Aiden is missing.
Shit.
He basically goes to a door in the corner of the room, where he speaks with a number of other people that you can sort of see. Like as he opens the door, you can see there's some more in there, and he speaks to them for a few moments. Closes the door, comes back and says, "I believe he's in. He's up on the the second floor. I believe he's currently in a meeting, though. You're more than welcome to wait here."
Yes.
Do you know how long the meeting will be?
I'm afraid I don't.
How about I'll wait here with the letter to perhaps someone else wants to join me, and then you guys go out and like sell some stuff at the pawn shop, and
We'll deal with the crystal.
I don't know if we should trust you to wait with the letter. That
Well, then
should
I'll
be sealed
stay.
at all times.
You could wait
I'll
with.
stay with him.
Arya, please.
Christ.
Okay, so you two
I don't think
stay.
I have
You
any
two
stuff in the
will
bag.
wait for the letter. We'll go deal with the crystal.
very well.
I don't have anything, yeah.
You guys split up?
As like once we've left the building and I'm walking back through the government district, I just think, could you be any less subtle if you tried? Just looking at Arya.
Could he be any less annoying if he tried?
I mean, I could if I knew what it was that pissed you off so much. But unfortunately, you're a bit too hard to read for that, and a bit too.
Is it
easily
really that
angered.
hard to understand why I don't want to open the box that contains an evil crystal that might kill us? Is that hard to understand?
It's
Or
hard.
is it
It's hard to
storm
understand
on?
why you'd get this worked up about it.
I don't like it when people disobey orders. Simple orders. Anyway, let's get going. Will be glad to see the back of this box.
You guys, as you're arguing as you walk, V, something strikes you as a little bit off.
Uh-oh.
You can't quite place. Almost like every time you look around, you keep catching a glimpse of almost like somebody is. Like, it's almost like somebody is disappearing around a corner every time you turn around.
Nope.
We've had this with the Dryads before. Last time they were nice.
But this is a crowded city.
How would you
But
know?
like, I don't know. At the same time, I'm in like a big city. It's really busy here. I'm not sure if I trust my instincts here. So like, I'll just brush it off for now.
Yeah, you guys head back. There's sort of like a small inter-divide that you can take into the lower district rather than walking all the way through the market district.
But we were going to the Moon District.
I thought you said you were going to the pawn shop.
No, that's what
No,
Grim
we're
said.
going to
but-
deal. Yeah,
Oh,
Grim was
okay,
saying,
you're
we're going
gonna-
to deal with
okay.
the crystal, so we're going to the Arcade
Okay, so
Academy.
yeah, you cross straight over the market district, then straight towards the moon district. Just leave that open.
The music.
Hmm.
We're being followed, guys.
Yep.
She may not trust herself, but I do.
Which among you is carrying the crystal?
Oh yeah.
Arya,
Oh,
probably.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it never left her bag after
Hello?
the incident.
The incident.
Okay, basically, as you guys pass into the Moon District, you're all filled with a peculiar sensation.
Right.
Well, that's a terrifying sound.
That's good
Yeah.
music. I like that. That's fine.
This is very
This is
cheerful.
You pass into the Moon District, and Arya, you feel like somebody, like you walk through a crowd and you feel somebody brush against you, and you sort of turn to apologize, but like there's nobody close enough to you to have brushed past you.
Turn to apologize. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
Anyway.
Well, it's sort of like you bump shoulders with somebody. It's like it's the habitual like, oh, sort of turn, but there's nobody close enough to have sort of like bumped you, and you continue on for a few steps more, and you're getting that overpowering feeling that you're being followed again, or you're being watched.
Can I bring this up to the others and be like, I think there's something watching us?
I think I saw something earlier, but I wasn't sure.
Should make
Back
a
in the
quick-
market district.
I would say kind of hushed, like we should make our way quickly and keep an eye out. Stay close.
Okay. As you begin to move forward, are you guys looking around?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
be
am
like
now, yeah.
nervously looking over my shoulder.
Okay. Everybody make me perception checks.
Fuck's sake.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Okay.
We didn't see that tiefling go.
Arya.
Yes.
I need you to... What is your armor class?
14.
What?
Okay.
Oh, God.
I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Did you just get like fucking darted?
Oh
Holy
god.
shit.
I think I might have.
Oh no.
Shit.
You look... Basically... You feel a sharp pain in your chest, and you look down as basically you see a crossbow bolt
Oh my
basically
God!
embedded in your chest armor.
What the fuck? Ah!
You take 7 piercing damage.
Oh shit.
You also begin to feel incredibly woozy.
Oh good, it's poison.
I need you to take 27 poison damage.
Oh my god!
Holy
Shit!
Oh my
What?
god.
27 poison damage.
7? I don't even have that many hit points.
As you look up from the shock of this crossbow bolt, basically, like, people around you sort of, like, notice, like, that you basically just got shot, and there's the beginnings of a panic starting to go on, like, around you in the crowd. And as you do so, you notice that basically, emerging from an alleyway, to one side, brandishing a crossbow and reloading it is
God.
the most bizarre-looking wood elf that you have ever seen. Because he looks exactly like this.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
There's an assassin from a death cult!
Alright. Can I...
I need everybody to roll initiative.
For fuck's sake!
Oh no.
Wow.
And Kelariis, ROP friend, is not here.
I have 4 hit points.
For fuck's sake!
Okay.
I'm so ready.
Oh,
I
hang on, I
believe
need
in
to...
all.
Why
We
can't I
believe
roll
in you.
decent initiative? For once in my life!
Oh god.
If ever I needed good initiative, it was fucking now. Oh,
V
God.
has crit initiative. I'm gonna take you guys to the battle map. Oh, he's not supposed to.
Yeah,
There we go.
why's he-
Hey.
Hey, you there.
why didn't you just deliver the message yourself, you prick?
No, he's not here.
Posh bastard.
Oh my
neither,
God.
neither is
Luka.
Kelariis, neither is Grim.
I know.
Your health.
My health is so low.
Neither is that sort.
Sorry.
Well, good for you.
Fuck off, Grim. Now is not the time for your sarcastic jokes.
And basically, your surroundings look a little bit like this. And he is emerging basically from the thing over here. Yeah, I'm basically gonna say, like, there's a handful of civilians around. Basically sort of like here and here. And there's like a couple behind you as well.
I'm hoping there's
Um,
guards nearby? Maybe?
No? Roll me a perception check.
There's no fucking guards.
I lost perception for a minute there.
It's not good.
You see some, like, there's some in the distance, like, ahead of you, and presumably the panic of these civilians around you is going to
Right.
draw their attention pretty soon, but it's going to be a couple of rounds before they get anywhere near close.
Oh god.
Where is my Death Cult Assassin?
Now, the question is, I have like max initiative, but I
Oh,
I
wow,
haven't seen
okay.
that guy. Oh shit.
Haha.
Hooray, he also rolled arse.
He's taken his time to reload, also he's going after you because he crit failed.
Okay, good.
That was literally
I
the lowest he could roll on his initiative, so... Oops.
Meanwhile,
It
I
won't let me
actually
drag him
rolled
to
a
the bottom.
5 and still did just as badly as him. How the hell?
Okay, yeah, V, you can react. Like, Arya has just been shot.
Do I know where it came from?
Yeah, give me a perception check. I'll say Vondal with your 16, you also see that there's the Death Cult Assassin
Okay.
emerging from the thing.
Death Cult Assassin.
You don't know that he's a Death Cult Assassin, but...
No, I just see.
Yeah,
a
okay, no,
badly guy.
you see this strange elf. He's got like a crossbow, and he's sort of like he's reloading it as he sort of like steps out of the shadow. I'm gonna move him like steps forward. You see him.
Okay, let's try to. Okay, I know. I know Arya has just been shot, but I'm gonna try to entangle him.
Okay.
Be like, hold it.
Stopped him running.
Do I need to roll that?
Yeah.
Okay, do I?
Oh no. Yeah. He just needs to make a thing, doesn't he? Yeah.
Where are you putting it?
Hold on.
Probably in the mouth of the alleyway. It's just
Yeah,
a
like
yeah
here.
strength saving throw. Oh wow. Okay. Good job.
Yes.
He messed up.
Yeah, he didn't. He like you spring these vines from the ground, and it catches him by surprise, and he's sort of like he's beginning to struggle against them. Arya, ouch.
Yeah, fuck me. I'm like really hurt.
Yeah, you drop to one knee before you do anything.
I would like to not make this too violent because I want to question that. Whatever the fuck that guy is. But
I mean, he did try to kill me.
Yes, but I would like to know why.
You can
I don't
you
know if we're gonna
can
get that
you can
option.
fire at him and pull your punches at the end and not kill him.
Yeah.
Fun fact, it does actually say in the player's handbook that if you say to the DM, I just want to knock him out and reduce him to 0 hit points, he doesn't actually die. He just
Yeah,
gets knocked out.
yeah. If you tell me your attacks are non-lethal, they are non-lethal.
All right.
So we can just knock him out and drag him before the
Uh,
local guards, but this person just shot our friend with a poisoned crossbow.
Except if you crit succeed or crit fail, in which case I roll dice because that's fun.
Ugh.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm gonna shoot him with my bow.
Okay, you whip the bow off your back and you just like you take the shot, even though like as you pull the bow taut, you feel the bolt
Yeah.
like dig into you, and you're just like,
I mean-
that was a really bad idea.
Yeah, it's probably gonna hurt like a bitch, but I also don't want to pull it out because.
Yeah.
Arya's running on that adrenaline right now.
Yup.
Cool.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah, yeah, that's.
No, she
That's
has
fucking it.
advantage.
No, she doesn't because he acted first. Because he got a surprise round
that's
on you
true.
because he crit past his
Stealth.
stealth.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, your arrow goes wide and like you're starting a full-blown brawl in the street and the civilians are panicking. The civilians are going to go next and they are just going to scatter to the four winds. Yeah, a panic has started. Vondal. For some reason that skipped your turn.
Yeah, why does it skip me?
Don't know.
Okay,
I feel like you know what to do.
going with instinct here. Like, okay. Going aside what I would do, because I know what I would do is not what Vondal would do in this situation. Incoming Cure Wounds,
Thank God.
and I'm going all out. I'm going to use a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay,
Oh my God.
just like funnel
Because you lost a
everything.
lot of health. Wow, that was
Wow.
arse.
That's not too bad. 15.
15.
It's about average.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
And yeah, this is what Vondal would do. Can I try and just grab Arya and just be like, let's get out of here, and try to run with her? So I know that's probably a bad leap. I want to try and grab her wrist and just pull her away, like away from the danger, like essentially trying to just pull her around the corner
Do you
so that she's like behind a wall. I guess.
do you accept this, Arya?
Like I'm
Not
just
really.
saying, let's
I'm
get out of here.
I have had a shitty 2 days. I am pissed the hell off at the world, and this guy.
And you've just been
seems to
shot.
Come along and shoot me in the chest, and no, I'm not gonna accept this.
Then I will say you can move your movement, but Arya's not coming with you.
Okay.
Arya just sort of shrugs you off.
In that case, fuck's sake. Yep, guess I'm moving.
Yeah.
I was out there, wasn't it?
Okay.
And now I can move a little bit further. And I guess we'll try ourselves the Sacred Flame,
Okay.
which I think does a whopping 2d8 now. Yes.
Yes, it
Nailed
does.
it. Oh, look at that damage.
He's making a dexterity saving throw against it though, which he passes.
Oh.
It does nothing.
Damn it.
Well,
He's going to use his action to attempt to unentangle.
Can you make a
him.
dexterity saving throw while entangled? That's bullshit.
I mean, were he even to make it with disadvantage, which I think he gets, he still passes.
Aww.
And he manages
I hate
to
that.
pull the vines off him as well with his action.
I hate that doesn't do half damage.
And he is basically going to like circle around you. V, it's your turn again.
Alright, I'm gonna like try to fucking strike him in the leg with magic missile.
Yeah.
So yeah, non-lethal.
Sure. Shoop.
You blow his leg off.
Okay. Yeah, you
Holy shit.
you strike him with the bolts of force. Like he loses his footing for a second, but he quickly catches it again. This guy moves, by the way, in a really bizarre way. Like he's very dexterous in his motions, but occasionally when he does things, he jerks, almost like a if you've ever seen a badly manipulated puppet. He occasionally just he'll do something. And it's more like it's like involuntary. Like his head will like twitch to one side, or like he'll move his arm in like a really like unnatural sort of like jerky motion. Arya.
Hello.
I imagine Lyra is just sort of like snarling at this guy.
Yeah, she's not too happy. I'm gonna shoot him again.
Okay.
Hopefully it doesn't go as badly. Yay!
Okay.
And I would like to use Hail of Thorns with that, please.
Cool. Yep. Go for it.
Oh my god, that's shitty damage.
Oh, that's pretty arse, isn't it?
Yeah. That's not.
Yeah,
Okay, that's better.
That's pretty good.
Your hail of thorns is more than your normal.
Yep. He takes 7 piercing damage from it.
And Lyra is gonna move
Cool.
up there.
Okay.
Arf.
Vondal.
Make my move to cut him off.
Cool.
I'm gonna summon everyone's favorite weapon.
Cool.
And yeah, I'm gonna swing a hammer at him at the same time as the sword comes in.
Okay.
So let's roll both of them. Where is my?
Oh shit, that's a
spiritual
thing.
weapon?
Actually, I totally forgot.
What have you totally forgotten?
That's okay.
Ooh.
You actually need to. I'm gonna say like because I fucked up. This wouldn't have meant you go down, but you need to take an extra 5 damage.
Oh.
Because
Why?
He's still poisoned, I guess.
no, he had a bunch of he had a thing that should have procced in the first round of combat, and I forgot about it. But because I fucked up, I'm gonna make it so that it doesn't screw you over.
Okay, good.
What level spiritual weapon is that?
Just regular.
Okay, so yeah,
Just the same
roll me the damage for it because both of those hit.
Excellent. Oh yeah, there we go. Second level.
Okay.
Whew.
Nice.
You know what? Let's use up a charge of War Priest. I'm gonna swing the hammer again.
Okay, go for it.
afterwards. Oh!
Oh my god,
Now it's
Nice.
my turn to dish out the damage, bitch!
he's mad.
Nice.
Nice.
And as I step in his face, I'm just saying, "Get away from her!"
Okay. You you strike this guy like 3 times, and he gets like knocked backwards like a couple of steps into your sword that then like strikes him,
Haha.
and like he moves even more like a jerky puppet now, like almost as if you your attack cut strings from him, and now like part of him is just like he's like sort of like lurching around.
Why do I feel like this guy's not a real person?
Same, to be quite honest.
Or like a possessed person.
And
that.
he's gonna attack you. Wow. Okay.
I saw that coming.
He
For obvious
he
reasons.
just like he swings at you with 2 cuts, which like sort of you just avoid. And he is going to basically use his movement to move away from you, provokes an attack of opportunity.
Excellent.
That does
Oh,
not
fuck's
hit.
sake.
And he is basically going to climb 10 feet in the air up the side of the
Holy
building.
Oh.
Okay. He only makes it half of that distance because he didn't succeed on his acrobatics.
So he's 5 feet. up
So
the
yeah,
wall
he's
now.
5 feet up the side of a building. V.
Can I fucking strike one of his hands with magic missile?
Go for it.
Oh shit.
Fuck, it's almost
Little
max,
hand.
it's almost
loses this.
max damage for level 1.
If
Yeah.
your next roll does max damage, that'd be great.
I'm gonna say he's gonna make another acrobatics check to not fall off that, which he immediately crit fails.
Hooray!
Well,
He
Down he
falls
goes.
5 feet and takes 3 damage.
So that's 17 damage. Well done, V.
Damage.
Arya.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot him again.
Okay.
We're doing all right actually.
Ha ha!
Okay,
Wow.
roll me some damage.
Okay, this might kill him, be careful.
I don't want it to be lethal.
But it's a crit.
Stop!
He is going to make a. Because actually, hang on. Yeah, that's.
It's a big
Okay.
old 15.
He's going to make a con saving throw, which he passes. The arrow strikes him, like, he begins to stand. The arrow strikes him in his shoulder and sort of, like, bowls him over. And he hits the ground and he sort of lies limp. You have no idea whether he's alive or dead.
Don't we have spare to dying?
I do.
You need to go over and find if he's alive or dead first.
Oh yeah, I see we're out of
Be
initiative
careful.
then.
No, be careful. You don't know if he's dead.
Okay.
You don't know what shape he's in. Be careful.
Yeah, Lyra is gonna follow you.
Okay, yeah, go. You can move.
Okay. So I guess I move to here, and I guess move the spiritual weapon to the other side of him again.
Okay.
The classical way. And yeah, is he alive?
Medicine check me.
He's dead! Fails the critical fail.
Boom.
Oh, nice.
Like he seems to be lying like perfectly still, but you can sort of under the armor that he has on, like his he is breathing these shallow sort of like juddering breaths. If you were to use Spare the Dying on him, he would almost certainly not die from his injuries.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Cool. You do that.
And can I also use the spiritual weapon to just flick the mask off his face?
Yeah, give me just a second. Can you roll me Spare the Dying just to tell me something about it?
Okay.
The creature becomes stable. Okay, it's not conscious. Okay, cool. Yeah, sure. You flick the mask off this dude's face, and immediately you kind of wish you hadn't.
Oh, excellent.
Because like underneath it's the face of a wood elf, but your mind immediately reflects back to the dryads that you remember fighting back in the Owl's Glade all that time ago. Because basically, in the veins in his neck, there is basically what seems to almost be like a bulbous black vine growing halfway up the side of his face.
Oh,
And it basically like reaches like the corner of his eye and his temple, and it's like up the side of his ear, and like all the way along his his jaw, to the point where it literally takes up like half of his face diagonally across the face.
So it looks a little bit like the blighted dryads, kind of.
Yeah, except this is on a human being.
Yeah.
And
An elf being.
Instead of sort of being just a general corruption of the bark, it's like it runs through the veins. Yeah, and I'll say like you're out of initiative now. You have like a couple of seconds before like basically the guards come over and are like, "What the hell is going on?"
can I just like check on Arya first and be like, "Are you okay?"
I've been better.
Yeah.
I still
I'm-
have this
Yeah,
crossbow bolt
you
sticking out of
still
my
have a
I'm-
crossbow bolt sticking out of a hole in your armor.
Yeah, I'm dismissing the weapon. And I'm gonna shout over. Do you need further assistance, Arya?
I think we probably need to get me to an actual healer. I think this might be a little...
Excuse me?
I meant like, you know what I mean, don't be offended.
The
No,
words
that probably-
"actual healer" pass your lips.
Yeah. I'm gonna slightly look at you a bit, but I'm obviously not gonna say anything because you've been shot.
Yeah.
I have been
She,
shocked.
look, she's shot and poisoned. She may be
Yeah,
dying
I'm gonna say,
slightly.
yeah. I'm gonna say to well, at least get over here so I can close the wound. We can get that out of you.
I mean, what about the poison though?
I don't have that prepped.
Can I? Would I know? I don't know.
I mean,
Do I have any knowledge of poisons?
you are poison aspect.
Yeah.
Can certainly try.
Do I have to do a medicine check or something?
Yeah. Make me a medicine check, and you can have your. If you're not proficient in it, you can have your proficiency in it.
I'm not proficient actually.
So you can have your proficiency.
Oh,
Didn't someone have like the detect poison thing?
that's Kelariis. Ah.
I've got a spell that can
I can
remove
feel
poison, but I
poison.
don't have it prepped.
So that's a 10 technically.
Yeah.
That's a 10. Say.
'Cause, yeah, it's not proficient.
Yeah. In that case, I'm like your. From your knowledge of poisons, like that, like you sort of wave your hand in front of her face, like her reactions are sort of like slightly delayed, but like there's no like dilation, there's no that thing when the blood
Are
vessels
you
in your
sure
eyes
there's
go
no
weird.
dilation? I think from the pain alone there'd be dilation of the eyes.
Look, I'm not a doctor.
Let's try.
Do I have anything
From
that
from
could help?
from your assessment, you see she is suffering the negative effects. You don't think there's any lasting.
I have a herbalism kit. Can I do anything to help her?
Not with a herbalism kit, no, because a
Aw.
herbalism kit is for making things like antidotes.
Yeah, but I might have something like any sort of plant that could help. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, regardless, I'm saying to Arya, well, at least get over here and let me
Yeah.
close the wound so you can get that thing out of your chest.
I really feel like we should go talk to someone who's expert before we do anything.
It's like I'd really
like you're-
rather see a doctor.
And you're more than happy to just leave a crossbow bolt in your chest.
I'm a little afraid of removing it without the doctor seeing it.
There's a simple thing. It's called I've healed plenty of people with much worse injuries. I've healed you when you've been when your chest's been sliced open. I'm pretty sure I can deal with a small hole in your chest.
He has a point, Arya.
Yeah,
I mean, that he has a point. That doesn't mean Arya trusts him.
Look, Arya. Do you
All
really?
right.
Come on.
fine. But we're going to see an herbalist or something.
I'm not saying we're not. Just let me deal with the worst of it now.
As you're doing this, basically a bunch of guards run up and are sort of just like they're looking at the guy on the ground and sort of like some of them are like they're trying to assess what's going on. Like some of them are sort of like
Yeah.
half pointing spears at you.
When the guards get here, I'm gonna like turn to them and say, gesturing to Arya and say, my companion was suddenly struck with a bolt with a poison bolt to the chest as this gentleman stepped from that alleyway, gesturing to it, where there's now loads of vines.
Yeah.
Where this man emerged, reloading a crossbow, and after an altercation, he is now unconscious but stable.
Okay, yeah, they don't really take you at face value. Like they're immediately just suspicious of you, and they basically go over to confirm your story. Like they sort of like they like check for a pulse on the assassin, and he's just like I can't feel a pulse.
He's breathing.
Well, they're sort of like they are like immediately sort of like kind of suspicious of you. Like they're obviously because you're not like causing any more ruckus. They're not sort of like immediately arresting you. But they're sort of like we need to report this. and then they basically one of them comes towards you and is like, "We should escort you to the healer." The nearest place we can go is probably the cathedral. He sort of like offers you a hand to stand up
Yeah.
because you're still like half kneeling.
Yeah. I accept the hand, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, and with that, they escort you to the cathedral. Meanwhile, in the government district,
Christ.
We're just in the waiting room.
you guys are
idea
sort
what
of
happens.
tapping your feet when basically you see a group of people come down from the second story stairs. They seem to be having like quite a heated discussion about something, and they all seem to be at least members of the aristocracy, because they're all dressed in very fine robes, and they almost all of them have not tiaras. What are they called?
Circlets?
Circlets. Yeah, almost all of them are wearing circlets of some kind. And they seem to be having a very heated conversation whilst a shorter-looking elven man is basically going through a bunch of papers and trying to calm all of them down. This sort of continues for a moment, and the clerk at the desk sort of makes a hand gesture at the man with the papers to come over to the desk, which he makes some apologies to the elven aristocracy who continue to argue, goes over to the desk, is pointed at you guys, and he sort of looks at you curiously and sort of waves.
Well, I guess we like take out the letter and start walking towards him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you walk up to him and he says, "I understand you're looking for me?"
Yes. We have a letter for you from Gilva Stormwarden. And as I hand him the letter,
He looks at you, barely concealing sort of like a look of curiosity and almost surprise. When he sees the letter, he immediately looks at the seal, seems even more intrigued, breaks the seal, opens the letter, unfolds the letter, like completely ignoring you guys, seems to basically speed read it and says, "Right, I see. Yes, a tip. One moment." And he disappears back off up the stairs, is gone for maybe a minute, comes back down with basically a handful of gold coins, and hands them over to you and says, "Thank you, I trust you'll speak to nobody of this."
don't worry about it. Thank you very much.
Is
Uh,
everything all right?
What in what context are you sort of meaning that to him?
Or I guess I should have asked, does he look like he's worried about the contents of the letter? I should have asked that first.
Oh, he's more confused that you're giving him the letter than anything. Like
Oh, gotcha.
when he reads the letter, he's sort of like, "Right, I see."
Okay. Just kidding.
Yeah, like other than seeming to be completely flustered by being distracted in the middle of trying to get these elven aristocrats to stop arguing with each other, he just seems to sort of take the letter. He hands you 3 gold and then sort of goes back to what he's doing.
Nice. Well, I guess we'll be off then.
Okay.
We'll be off. Wait, yeah, we knew it was in the Moon District, right?
Yeah, you were headed to the university, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess we'll head there next.
Okay,
Okay.
you head off. As you travel, the rest of you go to the or are escorted to the cathedral, where there is Arya, you're basically tended to by two sisters of Sahanin who basically like take a look at you, sort of like they very carefully sort of like tease the bolt out, like it's like this thing hurts when it comes out, and you actually notice that it's sort of like the edges of it are basically like not quite barbed,
Oh.
but they basically have like little thorns on the side of it designed to convey a toxin very quickly into the flesh.
Lovely.
Yeah, this guy, when he shot you, was not expecting you to live. That is for sure. And yeah, like they basically like sort of they give you some healing magic and bandage your wound, and you can recover 13 HP.
Okay.
I assume the guards have come in here with us.
Yeah, they're sort of like keeping a close eye on you, and sort of like they're.
Yeah. Well, I probably stay with them while I guess I'm basically turning to them and speaking in Elvish, saying, I can understand the need for reports on this. What is it that needs doing? And I can help get it sorted for you guys.
They're sort of like they look to each other and sort of say, "That's quite all right, citizen. We'll handle this." And basically, like as Arya is receiving medical treatment, one of them disappears away out of the building, and basically, like as Arya's treatment is sort of like being finished up, and you're sort of like being like bandaged and stuff. A very, like, even by elven standards, tall, blonde high elf comes in, and she basically seems to have like she's wearing the same sort of guard uniform that the rest of them are wearing, but she's got like a coloured sash on her pauldron, which seems to indicate some sort of superior rank. And she comes over to you, Vondal, and sort of like indicates your companions to come over as they're sort of finishing up, and says, "Right, tell me exactly what happened."
We were heading towards the academy when Arya was struck by a bolt and fell to one knee, felt the effects of a poison. I did my best to patch up temporarily. The gentleman in question, who had emerged from the alleyway, reloading a crossbow. We had a bit of a fight. He attempted to escape via climbing up the buildings. We knocked him down. I attempted to stabilize him once he went down, but he seemed. Well, that's basically what happened.
Did you know this assailant?
Not at all. Never seen someone dressed in quite in that way. Seemed very strange.
And she looks at the rest of the guards and then looks at you and says, "There seems to be some confusion. My guards tell me that the man was dead at the scene, but you claim that you stabilized him."
Once he'd fallen off the building, I approached to examine him. Saw movement. I assumed he was breathing. Saw his chest moving. I cast a spell to try and stabilize him. I don't see. yeah, he kind of just ends like that, kind of confused.
She looks at you sympathetically and says, "I understand. These sort of incidents can leave the mind confused."
Actually, he's gonna now kind of back up and be like, although I'm not sure if these two things are connected, but it's quite possible. During the incident, he seemed to move in an almost unnatural way, sort of as if sort of as if he was being controlled by a rather unskilled puppeteer. And well, having a closer look at him, kind of revealed this strange vines that seem to be growing within his veins and extending up his face.
She looks at you like you're completely mad. And she says, "I think perhaps it would be best if we all were to take a short break and perhaps calm ourselves. I think this has been quite some excitement. Forgive me, you're not native to the city as far as I can tell.
No.
Do you have other travelling companions that we can perhaps get in contact with?"
Yes, they would. I'm not sure if they're still there, but they were just at the government district.
I'm here as
Uh,
well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm assuming they're talking
Well,
about
you're part of this
people
conversation.
other than us three. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we had other companions. They were by it was the Green Spire, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, they were just at the base of the Green Spire.
She sort of says, "I'll have people keep an eye out for them and let them know that you're here."
I'll say them a gnome and a dragonborn.
She looks at you and says, "They should be fairly easy to find."
Yeah.
Exactly.
And with that, basically, as you guys...
Actually, before they move on, I'm going to say, sorry to have caused trouble.
It's quite alright. This has been quite a surprise for everyone involved, I think. But yeah, Grim and Kelariis, as you enter the Moon District, you get a funny look from a pair of guards, one of whom approaches you and says, "Are you travelling with a dwarf, a peculiar young elf girl, and a moon elf?
Yes.
Yeah.
You had best come with us." And
Okay.
they take you to the cathedral, where Arya is sporting a brand new hole in her armor and a bandage around her chest.
Oh yeah, I should probably fix that hole.
Yeah.
Please.
Mending!
I mean,
Bending
Yeah.
boys.
Okay, so roleplay.
Uh,
What happened?
Well, assuming we've just been finishing up the conversation with guard of authority.
There's like maybe like a 10-minute gap.
So she leaves and then they show up 10
Yeah.
minutes later. Okay. Yeah, as they walk in, I'm just gonna say, I'm like half smiling. So, you missed a little bit of fun.
you would call that fun?
I would not call
I'm
that
gonna like sigh and just say I was being sarcastic.
What did you get yourselves into?
And it's like a man jumped out of an alleyway and shot Arya in the chest with a poisoned crossbow bolt.
I think we were being followed on the way to the Arcane Library.
Well, yeah, you mentioned seeing someone. When exactly did you see them?
When we were just on the way in the market district, sometimes it felt like I saw someone behind us or just tucking away, but I wasn't sure because there's so many people in the city anyway. I'm not used to it.
It's fair enough. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. I should have said something earlier.
V, it's fine.
Those of you who had visions and things about being watched or being followed, you get uncomfortable shivers down your spine.
Well, that might explain my weird feelings yesterday, last night.
What do you mean?
Well, the main reason I wanted to check on the shard was because I felt like we were being watched, and the only thing I could think of was there was something wrong with the shard.
So it doesn't have anything to do with the shard. Maybe it does. Maybe they wanted the shard.
Perhaps.
How would they know that we have it? I don't know. I don't see why we got attacked.
Anybody
Vondal
who
has
wants
some
to-
interesting information that he should probably share with everybody else. But Kelariis,
Do I?
go first.
Oh, I was gonna say anybody who can sense magic might be able to detect the shard, even if it is tucked away.
I was going to say, do I?
Well,
Possibly. I don't know, but that could be it.
Yeah, those of you who are magic users, you know that that is a thing that can be done.
That's
Do,
true.
do I know something, Ferrous?
Well, there's a piece of information that I told you from your assessment of him that you haven't really shared with everybody else. The fact that his peculiar skin condition seemed familiar.
Oh, yeah, his. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to mention that then.
Hmm. That's kind of strange.
That's very unsettling.
I should probably tell you guys about another time when the box may have fallen. And well, when I picked up the shard, I saw the Chimera and some kind of guy through the shard.
Can I just glare at him and be like, really, the box fell open? That's very convenient.
Arya, now is not the time.
And
think
Why
that
do you
was-
have to look? Wouldn't you have to insight check that?
I mean,
I mean,
if you want to insight check that, roll opposed insight deception.
sure.
Well,
Okay, well, and it it seems the Chimera seemed very familiar. And as I lifted the crystal and I wanted to wrap it up again, he
You bastard.
he stared back at me, and
What?
the guy on the other side, he stared back, and he was together with the same Chimera that we fought that earlier that day, or was it that same day? Oh no,
No.
the day before.
What did he look like, Grim?
Yeah, exactly. Vondal asked
Yeah.
exactly that.
I have written it down somewhere.
Well, for the sake of brevity, it was a tall elven man in long robes wearing a skull mask with a jaw tattoo that completed the skull mask.
Ah, yes.
Vondal, this is an image that sounds
Yeah,
incredibly
exactly.
familiar. To those of you who saw the assassin in the street, his mask was kind of skeletal.
Hang on, okay. This is the thing. I'm going to say perhaps it is not safe to talk about this here. I know not of a place where we could talk in private.
Yes.
However,
I mean, you
think-
guys are basically in a cathedral.
we're in a
Nothing is
cathedral.
going on. You're kind of just sitting in.
Yeah, I guess I look around and
Pews.
be like, look, I have asked Torm many a time about the blight we've encountered and that V has described. And from what little I've been shown, I've seen pretty much exactly that. Such a figure evidently controlling the Chimera, and dead trees as far as the eye can see.
Dead
a hint
trees
that
and
it's
what?
not of this. A hint.
Dead trees and what?
Open up my dream.
No, dead trees
not
and
dead
what?
trees.
It was he was standing in a field of dead trees and ash.
Ah, yeah.
A vision that is oddly familiar to a dream that Kelariis had.
Yeah. And dead trees and ash, and a feeling of another plane of existence, which I guess is probably where that wraith glass is from. Suddenly
Yeah.
everything is coming together, and I don't like one bit of it.
Yes, to a lot of you, this sounds familiar to dreams that you have experienced. The plane of ash, the fossilized trees.
Nothing sounds familiar to me. Fuck.
No, I think you are the one exception.
Oh wow, I wonder why it looks at Ferrous.
I had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as if we have more than just the wraith glass to explain.
However,
We should hurry up to the library as soon as possible.
Yeah,
to
probably.
be honest, I feel like this Wraith class may actually be needed for us in the future. Or we need some other way of some connection to the Shadowfell. Just if we want to do anything against this guy or Chimera.
Well, think about it.
Yeah,
Do you really think this is the? Oh, okay. First of all, that's just. Like, I'm sorry, Grim, but
Look,
you're just.
the shard can
this
be
doesn't make
used.
sense.
The shard can be used to locate temporary
He-
gateways.
he has a point. Varys did say that it could be used basically as a... In the same way that it can be used, as it is currently being used, it can be used in reverse. It can help you to locate a gateway to the Shadowfell. If you wanted to get to the source of it, this thing is the best clue that you have so far.
I think we need to find out more.
I think we should definitely find out more. And however, I feel like we should go with containment over destruction. I even have an idea for a design that might incorporate the shard into a pair of goggles.
Vondal opens his mouth to speak and then kind of just does it and goes, "Yeah, we should. First of all, you're crazy. Second of all, yeah, let's get this to find out more. Favoring containment.
Very well.
Any objection? And I'm gonna look at everyone. Just going, any objections? Then let's get going. The sooner we can get this sorted, the sooner we can get some much needed personal time."
Okay. Let's head out. It is but a short walk from the cathedral to the academy. You walk through basically a park that connects the two, essentially, where there's basically a large statue of Sahanin, basically holding like the water which like pours from her hands, which cascades into the lake that fills the park. But you cross over to basically the Arcane Academy, and there's around the Arcane Academy. There's sort of a change in the appearance and the presence of people around you. The people who walk around you aren't your average sort of street passers-by. They're almost all of them are wearing wizard robes of some kind. Many of them have, in a similar way to the tassets that Varys wore, that had the markings on them. There are several more people walking around with various different versions of this, and also the appearance of the guards is slightly different as well. They basically have exchanged their chainmail and spears in favour of basically what is a lighter sort of like leather jacketed armor, and many of them are carrying short swords, and all of them basically have basically like a symbol emblazoned on the leather armor, and you get the feeling that these are sort of like private campus guards rather than your average police escort. But yeah, you guys basically approach the lobby to the academy, where you are greeted by a sight that you were perhaps not expecting, and that is of a short, well, not short by your regular standards, but perhaps not by Grimm standards. Basically, standing on a pedestal behind the desk is a grey-haired female gnome. She seems utterly engrossed in basically a series of books that is in front of her.
Guess then we approach.
Yep.
Well, before we approach, we should probably be careful about mentioning the fact that we have the shard in possession, just in case.
Just in case what?
Well,
More assassins?
not necessarily assassins, but you remember back in Silverbrook, they also mentioned that we probably shouldn't go around telling everyone we have the shard. I think that the same might go here.
Yeah, Varys also said, "Don't let wizards poke it."
Yeah,
And you're in an academy full of wizards.
it's.
We should be very careful.
I should probably not even bring it in here, but we don't really have a choice. If you want something done to it, but yeah.
Yeah, this would be the best place.
This is starting to make me think then. What's the best way to do this? Asking people or asking for their facilities?
Maybe asking about it in a manner that doesn't necessarily suggest that we have it, or that we have a shard.
If we can find
of
just
it.
information on the shard itself.
This is what I'm thinking. Is it safer to ask, to try and maneuver around asking them without hinting we have one, or is it easier to try and look at their library because they probably have one and see what we can find in there?
But will
And
it be
then-
open access?
Well, I think what we also can try is find a specialist in either the what's it called, Shadow Plane,
The Shadowfell.
Well,
Shadowfell, that's the one,
Or
find
someone in artifacts.
artifacts and wards, just so we can create a more permanent containment unit, perhaps.
I guess I kind of like Grim seems to know what he's doing, so I kind of like hold an arm out as if to be like, yeah, after you.
I'm the least magical person here.
You're a gnome.
That's
You
true.
automatically know more about magic than most of us here, with the
It's
exception of
racist.
ADD. It is.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean-
I guess I will approach the gnome.
Yep.
Excuse me.
No response.
Hello there. Or would you have a minute? Just still digging away in the
She seems completely engrossed in the books.
I would like to knock on the desk next to her.
Okay. She jumps into the air and says, "Goodness, what are you doing sneaking up on me like that?"
I'm
Apologies,
very
we-
sorry that you were, very deeply invested. I was.
Of course I am. I have work to do. Now, what is it that you want?
Okay. we needed to know where we could find either information on the Shadowfell or artifacts, or perhaps even just the wards.
She puts on a small pair of spectacles and says, "You don't look like students."
We may not seem like students, but we share the interest in knowledge.
Say it with a smile, Grim. Say it with a smile.
Just force a smile.
I mean, roll me a persuasion.
Persuasion.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
You're
With a
very
wink?
persuasive.
gnome touch.
Yeah.
A wink.
Some gnome on gnome action.
She doesn't seem to
Oh.
question that, like, in the slightest.
Alright.
Cool.
And she says, "Well, I'm afraid you're gonna have to be more specific."
More specific. Would you crystals from the Shadowfell, like let's say Wraith class or something.
She basically from under the desk produces a massive ledger, which she places in the air in front of her, and materializes a mage hand to support it, and basically begins leafing through it. And she goes S S S H S H S H A Shadow fell. There we go. We don't have any professors, particularly experts on the subject, but matters of the arcane and planar, we certainly there are several. Are you looking for artifacts, or are you looking really for?
Well, it's more in the category of artifacts and perhaps containment wards.
She looks a little bit further, and basically she like runs her finger down the page and says, "Dale will probably see you. I think he's in." And she goes to basically another ledger that's open on the desk, and sort of this one it's like a signing in book. And she flips all the way to the back for Zed. And she says, he is teaching at the moment, but he should be done in about 15 minutes.
And his specialty is?
His specialty is basically like it's artifacts and their handling.
Okay, I think that should work.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And then give a wink.
Oh my god.
Wink.
She
Shorter women weren't your type.
she looks at you like almost as if she didn't quite catch that you just did that.
Wow.
And she says, yes, if you want to wait in the staff, basically the staff lobby, which is, and she points to the big staircase behind us, and she says, third floor, second door on the right.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And I guess we'll be waiting.
As you leave away up the stairs, she puts the ledger away with the mage hand, dismisses the mage hand, and then with a snap of her fingers produces basically a small blue snowy owl from thin air.
Well then.
Which she writes on a piece of paper, gives it to the snowy owl. The snowy owl disappears up the staircase.
What is this, Harry Potter?
I know, right?
Apparently.
I mean, wizards, why do anything manually?
Elfwart's school of racists
Elfwart.
and superiority
Wow.
complexes.
Wow.
God.
Damn.
Elves.
I mean, Clearly, it's not
Arya's not that kind
only
of elf.
elf.
Arya's just a grumpy elf, apparently.
Wow.
At the moment,
Amazing.
anyway.
Yeah, you guys go upstairs and you wait. And it's like basically the staff area is it's as much as you'd expect from sort of like a staff room. There's just like a sofa and there's an area for like food preparation, like making drinks and stuff. It's not the most plush thing. Like some of you like sit down on the sofa and it's got like as soon as you sit on it, like the cushion has like a massive hole in it.
Oh, so you just sink in it.
Well, it's more a case of you have to kind of sit on it carefully so that all the stuffing doesn't kind of just spew out at the front.
Alright. Oh. I don't like that kind of couch.
You just find this amusing because as V, you know that like you could just like patch this up in a second, and the fact that the wizards are just too fucking lazy to do this themselves.
I'll do it.
Okay.
We have 50 minutes anyway, so.
Yeah, you mend the crack in the sofa.
And what about Arya's armor?
That's already been
No,
done.
yeah.
Okay. Done that already.
I was like, she already fixed it.
You sort of just like you kick around for a little bit, and basically like the 15 minutes elapse, and another figure that you're not expecting enters the room.
Oh.
Here we go.
It's a tiefling.
Oh. Anybody here an elf? Apparently not.
Well, from looking around, there's a lot of elven students, and presumably some elven teachers. But this guy's like he's a tiefling with sort of like reddish skin, and his horns are sort of like very short and they're sort of like curled backwards. And he's got fairly long black hair. It comes down to sort of like his shoulders. And like at the moment he's sort of got it tied into a ponytail. And he's basically like he comes in carrying a pile of books, sees you, and says, "You must be the folks I'm waiting for." Puts down the books, offers his hand, and says, "Professor Zale, at your service."
Hello. Quagrim Damaris.
A pleasure.
We were hoping you could help us out in. Well, we have a case of artifact handling, and
Yes, I heard something about artifacts from the Shadowfell.
yes,
A personal
They're-
curiosity of mine.
we know of an artifact from the Shadow Realm that is seeping
Shadow Realm!
the Shadow Realm. I don't
I'm
know.
gonna banish you to Shadow Realm!
I don't know. You're making too many Yu-Gi-Oh references. I'm stuck in my head now.
Oh god. Can we call it the Shadow Realm?
Carry
now?
on.
No.
Please.
Shadowfell. Okay.
Carry on.
We know an artifact that has been seeping energy from the Shadowfell into this plane, and we were hoping you could help us with what kind of wards we would need to place on the item or around the item in order to contain it.
He basically who's sat on the sofa right now?
I am. I guess.
Okay.
I'm not.
I amended it.
I've been furiously pacing this whole time.
Okay. If nobody else is on the sofa, he immediately just takes the seat next to V.
Cool.
And he says, "Fascinating. Well, that would depend almost entirely upon the size of the thing that you want to contain, and well, I suppose there's a certain number of it. Like, I'd certainly have to be able to see it."
Well, okay, but you would have a solution. You do think you could come up with a solution, right?
I've yet to encounter something that I haven't had a solution for, if I may say so myself.
Very well. Let's see. This we might want to go
Wait,
to
can
a
we
slight.
check if this guy's a wizard first?
Yeah, but I want to suggest we might want to go to a slightly more private room since we're just in the staff room.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to continue this conversation,
He
if that will be possible.
he looks at you curiously and says, "Well, we could talk in my office."
That would be greatly appreciated.
He basically stands up and sort of leads the way, and he's like his face is sort of like a mix of trepidation and curiosity. But he leads you like a couple of doors down to basically what is little more than a cubby hole with a desk in it.
Oh.
Can I be like on the way there? Can I be like, do you practice any magic by any chance?
He looks at you, laughs, and says, "No, my dear, I'm the janitor. No, of course, I'm a professor."
Well,
Whoa.
I mean, I don't know what you expected him to say, me.
what? But like, we might be in trouble if this guy like starts looking at it. Just saying.
To be
I mean,
You're all just
fair,
being like, sure, why don't we shove it up this guy's ass?
Wow.
to be
I mean,
fair,
I
the
never said
professor,
that.
he could
And
just be
also, I mean, I
knowledgeable.
assumed he could do magic.
I mean, as a professor, he could just be very knowledgeable. To be fair,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a valid concern.
assholes.
Even
Wow.
if he can just teach it, it will be enough.
Yeah,
to be
that's not
fair.
gonna happen.
Well, I guess we're off to his office.
I'm just worried. I haven't touched that thing in like 5 years. So
Well, for
if
those
this guy's like even like way more powerful than V is, wouldn't it be more dangerous to hand it to him?
Well, if he would directly touch it, probably yes.
Do we have to hand
Alright,
it to him?
carry on.
We can show it to him without giving it to him.
yeah, well, he leads you into this cubbyhole of a room, which basically, if you're all going to stand in the room, you're basically gonna have to be like shoulder to shoulder.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, he basically looks like, come on, cram in, close the door.
Well,
Sorry about the mess. He just starts like sweeping things off the desk onto the floor and just making more mess.
well, the reason I wanted to get into the office is because the artifact we're discussing can have pretty bad consequences when it comes in touch with, well, magic users. With the artifact that we are discussing would be Wraith Glass. Are you familiar with Wraith Glass?
Yes. Yeah. It's a crystal formation, an overflow of magic, if you will, forms into these crystalline formations. Not usually found outside of the Shadowfell, though.
Well, this bit is outside the Shadow Realm and has caused quite a lot of trouble.
Shadow Realm.
Yes, I can see why
Shadowfell.
I can see how that would begin to become a problem.
Yes. Would the piece in question is about how long should we say?
I mean, it fits. It fits in a cloth in a small box. It's probably about the size. It would probably fit in the palm of your hand.
It's probably the size of Grimm's hand.
Well, that's so. I just told about the size of my hand.
He says, okay, I see. Where is this fragment in question?
Points at Arya.
Wait, are you actually
He looks at Arya.
Yes, I am here. I guess I take the box out.
Okay. You take the box out. He seems confused for a few seconds, sees the ward in it, and says, "Ah, I think I understand now."
Yeah, we had a temporary solution.
Yeah, because
But
he can
it's,
still see the marks.
Yeah. but they only held for so long.
He reaches into one of the drawers in his desk, pulls out a pile of papers, throws them on the floor, before producing a brass magnifying glass and says, "If you don't mind," sort of indicates you to open the lid.
Oh boy.
Will you hand over the box?
He's not asking you to give him the box. He just wants you to open the box.
No, it was more a case of me asking Arya.
Well, Arya can open the box.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Are you opening the box, are you?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
He's just gonna like close one eyelid and like back away the moment the lid opens.
You open the box and pull back the cloth that's over it, and he holds the magnifying glass at arm's length and sort of peers through it. He says, "How very strange."
What's wrong, Professor?
This shard, it's almost been crafted.
Yes. That was one of our concerns. However, we hope that won't change things.
I just baffles me why anyone would do this. He with the fingers of his free hand, he licks like his thumb and index finger, snaps them a couple of times, and then snaps them just short of where he's holding the magnifying glass. And there's like a handful of blue, not even a handful, a small shower of blue sparks basically like comes out of his fingers, and the wraith glass almost seems to shine for a second, and the blue sparks just disappear into it. And he says, "Oh goodness."
Oh, you want to be very careful directing.
Yes,
magic
of
into that
course,
thing.
of course.
It's it has some pretty nasty side effects.
Yes, I can imagine so. Someone has put quite the enchantment on this thing.
If possible, we would like to preserve that enchantment. We will need it for our future endeavors.
What?
We might need the enchantment. on the
No,
red
he
glass.
means there's an enchantment on the stone, not on the.
Oh,
no, he's
stone.
not talking about the box.
No, I was thinking like the
Still, yeah.
fact that you could look through the stone, right?
I mean, you can look through it
I don't
probably
think that's-
anyway.
No, I
Looking-
don't think that's an enchantment.
Looking through it is the natural component of it.
Oh, that's
The fact
only
that
not- that's not part of the
fact that it
enchantment.
sucks up magical energy is the bad shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Um,
Eats
natural.
magic for breakfast.
Damn.
He says, "If you don't mind, I'd like to examine this down in the lab."
Very well. And if you don't mind, we would like to come along to keep an eye on it.
Of course.
It's caused a lot of trouble, and we just want to be sure everything goes all right.
Yes, certainly. We shall have to keep an utmost eye on this. And yeah, he basically ushers you out of the office, takes you back down the big set of stairs, and then when you arrive in the lobby, he takes you down another flight of stairs that takes you into sort of like an a basement area, where basically there's a you walk past like a series of magic laboratories, and you can see like there are rooms where people who are quite obviously very advanced magic users are sort of experimenting with things. Like you like peer into the classrooms as you go past, and one person is sort of drawing a the finishing touches on like an arcane circle. there's like a class where people are sort of like animating small golems, and he eventually reaches a big heavy metal door that has a sign on it that basically says in multiple languages "staff only," and he basically takes a key off his belt, opens the door, pushes it open, and basically steps inside. And this looks like a proper laboratory. Like if you've ever been in like the back end of a school chemistry lab, it's basically that, but for magic. And basically, in pride of place in the middle of this lab is basically a glass box on a pedestal that seems to have all sorts of bizarre implements pointed at it. And it's this thing he approaches, and he, using the cloth, very gingerly places the shard inside. And he brings like across like there's like a glass screen on wheels, and he says, "You might want to stand behind this."
Thank you.
I'm standing like way away, like up against the wall.
You could just wait outside, you know.
No, I want to be inside. I just want to be away from it as well. So that's as close as I can get to both.
Okay. And yeah, basically for the next 10 minutes, he pokes and probes and explores this thing from the outside the safety of the box. And like you notice every now and again the sort of like the stone sparks and like discharges energy, and there's several quite clearly powerful wards around this box that just sort of, the moment the energy starts to come out of this thing, it's immediately just sucked away by these runes. And with that, we're going to take a short break because I need a glass of water.
Okay.
Okay.